Alrighty then, now we are going to be jumping into the first of our semifinals. It is of course going to be that TvP that I'm sure a lot of our viewers were waiting for. We're kicking it off on 2000's Atmosphere, LE, where of course in the top right hand corner map, spawning all the way in the top right hand corner, we have our red Terran player coming out from the land of Korea. He of course is going to be representing Shopify Rebellion. Old mate Toby waiting over there. He is ByuN.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner, bottom left-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the other Korean player, the Protoss, the blue Protoss player representing Team Super. It is Chance.
Lovely portrait of stats here that he's rocking.
Oh, Papi, we miss you. Hero and Classic just aren't the same. They just aren't the same, Papi.
They really aren't the director of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, God. But yes, for those who are tuning in, Chance is a more up-and-coming Korean player. He isn't established like your ByuN, like your Stats, like your Zest. But again, he's up-and-coming. He is on the cusp of breaking into GSL, and he has been practicing very, very hard this year to make that happen.
He certainly has. And funnily enough, he has faced ByuN in a couple of online tournaments as well, semi-often recently. But we'll see if this is going to be any different as ByuN skips a Reaper.
Oh yeah, he goes for a Marine first, but on top of that, he did also go for an NG block, and I got a lot of respect for Chance. As a Zerg player, I fully understand the pain of of having to take an unnatural natural. For those wondering, again, like the NG Bay, there's so much HP on this. Do you really want to delay your base and chrono out a Zealot and like go like tech first as well? Like Chance doesn't want to delay his economy. He wants to go for a base, and he gets it in a little bit of an awkward position.
Yeah, this is kind of payback, I guess, for the Zerg players who are forced to get an unnatural third. But yeah, we'll see if this ends up becoming something ByuN wants to exploit later on. He does love his early pushes, you know what I mean? But he's not averse to also slowing things down a little if need be.
Yeah, exactly. As Chance gets across the map here with his Adept, it looks like tit for tat, he will be able to get a kill on this SCV and delay the CC of ByuN.
Nice, you know, whatever you can do. Slow down the Terran economy. Especially if you know that that Terran player is working on pushing out early. Speaking of, second racks.
Well, there we go. Second racks on the way here. So for the time being, seems to be a bit more of a 2-1-1 opener from ByuN. Touching on what you said, we have casted ByuN on this channel many times, especially in TvPs. And yes, he is one of the most aggressive Terran players in this matchup. He's constantly going for drops, constantly going for these early pushes, and is very biocentric. Sometimes to his detriment, he loves diving on disruptors whenever he can and rushing past purification overs. Sometimes it works. More often than not, it works, but sometimes it doesn't. Meanwhile, the Hellions are in the base.
And it will be one-shotting the probes. 7 of them already going down. That's that one-shot potential that you get with 4 Hellions. Shield battery does help in the end, but the damage has already been dealt. ByuN was angry after his first SUV was killed. This is yeah, this is pretty harsh revenge, I should say.
Yeah, and this is a really nice adaptation from ByuN. Again, he skipped his first Reaper, he made a bunch of Hellions knowing that the natural was in a really weird place, knowing that there wouldn't be a wall, so he could just run in. There was nothing to stop him. Unfortunately, Chance didn't have, like, I don't know, a sentry, or he couldn't body block or anything because he had units over at his third. Like, he is kind of spread thin, and ByuN really utilizing that to his advantage.
Yeah, furthermore, knowing that there was always the possibility of a Stargate being thrown down, he also decided to play it very, very safe and get a Cyclone. Now getting a second Cyclone once he confirms what kind of opening Chance is going for. And now he's going to try to do even more harass. He's not really, he's not really expecting to kill too much of this. But ideally, it will put a lot of pressure on Chance.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to hit pretty hard. There is no... Okay, there is one shield battery. There is an overcharge available. With 2 cyclones, we've already got a lot of damage being done here, utilizing a lot of that, all of that energy on the shield battery. There is no stim with this, so again, it's kind of a vanilla push, but whatever damage ByuN can get done, I mean, he'll be happy to get it.
Yeah, ooh, that cyclone is so low! And it's still alive. That's a micro we look at. That's a micro that we are always excited to see whenever ByuN plays.
Yeah, exactly. And after all said and done, again, he forced a reaction. He forced more units to be warped in. He killed 3 adepts in total. Whatever you can get done, and ByuN turns around. Again, very uncommitted because he didn't lose his marines. And this is all going to add up to that 2-base push with Stim.
Yeah, working on swapping the add-ons. Once that starport finishes up, he will be swapping over that factory, getting 2 medevacs out, and then he's going to hit hard, and he is going to hit fast as well.
Yeah, and this is honestly looking pretty scary. This is a pretty crucial revelation here. By chance, he does confirm the army, does confirm the 3 Raxes, and sees all those marauders, so he knows he needs to start preparing at home, and he's got a couple of different options available to him. He is looking to go into charge, so not to go into splash damage, instead relying on mass gateway units.
Yeah, Colossus are definitely off the table right now just because of how Chance opened up. And I guess he's thinking that Storm would be a little bit too unreliable. So, yeah, he is just doing that kind of zest strategy right now where he's looking to try to overwhelm the offensive of ByuN with charge lots.
Exactly. The problem is that to do that, he needs to buy a little bit more time, and so far, he wasn't able to get anything for his troubles. Like, his stalkers here are looking relatively vulnerable. He has to be so careful with how he maneuvers his army. We'll rotate around. Up!
He does manage to weaken up the medevac a little bit, does manage to weaken the cyclone a little bit, forces a stim off here from ByuN, but in the end, this is a massive wave of Terran Bio with Cyclone support, and I'm not entirely convinced Chance is going to have enough to hold against this. Charge isn't even done yet.
I mean, thankfully, he does have 2 shield batteries. Oh my god, these force fields are going to be so important. So far, they do cut the army in half.
And it forces ByuN to retreat. Now, thankfully for ByuN, he does pick up his bio unit, so he doesn't lose that much over here, but still, you know, whatever time Chance can buy for himself is going to be time that he's utilizing.
Exactly. Unfortunately, Chance did use his overcharge a little bit prematurely there, so it's already off of cooldown. Meanwhile, he's trying to trade here with the army of ByuN. So far, so good. Charge is done, but in come the reinforcements.
But the Zealots, the Zealots are actually behind the Stalkers over there, so there were a lot of free volleys that ByuN was getting. The rest of the reinforcements coming in, as you said, and I think ByuN has just about done it. He still doesn't want to push into that choke point, understandably. Not while his bio is badly overstimmed.
Yo, and you know what? Chance defends while taking a 4th base, while not having an overcharge available. He barely has enough to hold on. If then and there, like, these Stalkers had fallen, ByuN probably would have been able to get a kill on this 3rd base and maybe even ended the game from there. Meanwhile, thankfully, ByuN wasn't completely all in. He does have a 3rd CC behind this.
Yeah, now turning into an orbital, so while Chance will still be ahead economically, he's not going to be too far ahead, especially with, you know, triple mule potential.
Yeah. Like, that was a that was a pretty close defense. We also should praise him for his force fields. Like, the force fields were very on point there for Chance. Buying even more time, you know, giving him a little bit more breathing room. And now we can calm down.
Well, maybe you can. Maybe players can, but yeah, it's just hard for me to get over the fact that Chance did hold against that. I thought for sure that there was enough there for ByuN to keep on going, but Chance says, no, you're going to have to stim a whole lot, and you're going to leave your army vulnerable. Do you really want to push into me?
Yeah,
I mean, really want to push into me?
Meanwhile, here comes the 2nd wave, looking to push into him. As he does kind of cut the army in half. There are Zealots here towards the south, so it looks like he wants to try and surround the army. What are my shots? Are they going to go up?
One of them does, and the rest of them go off into sentries, which are valuable targets, but does also mean that I'm not sure if ByuN can maintain this position. Apparently he can, but there's a mass warprint of Zealots. ByuN is going to have to regroup.
Oh, and at the same time, we did have a Zealot run by 6 SCVs, went down, hindering the economy of ByuN even more and forcing him to come back home. So Chance deflects the 2nd round, defends against wave number 2, and now he has Colossus on the way.
And just like that, things are looking up so much for Chance here. I mean, we were kind of talking about it a little bit at the start of the game, how ByuN is a very aggressive player. He likes pushing early, and he likes pushing mostly with bio. Now that Chance has survived the first couple of waves, I do feel like he has the lead here.
Man, you say couple of waves. This is wave number 3, and he kills 2 of the ghosts. It looks like he will get all 3 of the ghosts in total, just barely. I think maybe an EP landed, but yo, the stasis trap goes off just like that. ByuN, he's stuck. He can't keep pushing. And now with the added Colossus, mate, Chance, he's in a pretty good position. He's even got a 5th on the way.
You'll love to see it. Always in awe of the positioning of ByuN here, somehow able to, you know, even with very little units, get a concave on the army of Chance. Still bruise it a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, Chance has to be a little bit careful. Even though now he has the power units of the Colossus, he needs to make sure he has a buffer enough to really buy him some time to make sure that ByuN cannot dive on top of it. Because again, if at any moment this Colossus is left alone, ByuN, he will just stim forward.
And you know he wants to,
yeah.
more than anything. He scans, he sees, says, whoa, that's a little bit too much of a buffer. I'm gonna back away and then try to force you into the open area, you know, where I can get a surround on that Colossus.
Yeah, exactly. At the same time, Chance heads towards the 4th base location of ByuN, confirms there is nothing there. The CT only just now started for ByuN, so again, he is still behind economically. Army supplies are still pretty similar. Again, it's taking a little bit here for Chance to start to catch up with his splash damage, now having 2 Colossus. Oh!
Yeah, but there are Colossus that are a little bit split up. ByuN almost getting sandwich here, but I think the bread is a little too thin on that sandwich. The EMP! I thought it was whiffed, but no, actually it just lands on top of the sentries.
Yeah, the Zealots coming from behind as well. Once again, Chance is able to force ByuN back, but oh god, it just barely isn't enough. I do like that Chance is being a little bit cautious here. Again, you don't want to overextend with these Colossus. If you start losing one, then you'll lose them all.
Yeah, and for now, he has lost none. He has lost his sentries, he has lost a lot of zealots, which can add up, but for the most part, he's kept his high-tech units alive, and that's really what he has to prioritize at the moment.
Yeah, but ByuN is not letting up. He just keeps rallying every single thing across the map. That doesn't mean that he's vulnerable to these run-bys. Like, he's not leaving any supply at home in bunkers, so but there's always potential there for Chance as he's sending another bit of a zealot run-by across the map.
Literally only 3 of them, but yeah, like you were saying, there's not that much supply back home here for ByuN. Aside from these ghosts, of course.
Yeah, unfortunately, there was a little bit of an A move there by Chance, so the zealots do run into a depot of all things, so they do get cleaned up in the end. But Chance is diversifying. He does have a 2nd robo now up and running, and now he's working on disruptors.
Yeah, trying to sandwich his army of ByuN as well. Nice EMP on top of that army, and yeah, of course the ghosts are, or the Vikings, sorry, are always a good option against Colossus. Verification was not really getting too much, but it does force ByuN back a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like
1, Kentis 2-2.
Yeah, it looks like the Colossus are going to be going down. Novas are kind of going off, but oh my god, there's only 1 Colossus left.
There is, but there are enough stalkers to chase back the Vikings, at least for now, as it finally goes down. This base of this 4th base of ByuN is so vulnerable now. It's not a planetary yet. It's not planetary yet.
Oh god, in a couple of seconds it will be. Meanwhile, the Nova will go off. What I will say is that even though the Colossus died, mate, they dished out a lot of damage. The Vikings had a really hard time getting on top of them. Meanwhile, another Nova goes off as well. Can Chance break this? No, he cannot. So far, the 4th stays alive.
Yeah, I think this is the first time in this map where Chance is actually able to get to ByuN's side of the map.
Yeah.
Where he's able to, you know, completely force ByuN back and take over the map control. Unfortunately, it was a little bit of an anti-timing here for ByuN, as you know, the upgrades only evened out towards the end of that fight. But yeah, that was also Chance saying, "I know I have an advantage. I'm gonna fight now."
Yeah, exactly. And he still has an advantage, by the way. Like, ByuN, he has some dead supply, and these Vikings, there's nothing in the air to really focus them down. Meanwhile, most of the disruptors survive that engagement. We have 5 disruptors now. We can almost have endless Novas just to force or just to zone away the army.
Yeah, and you know, eventually, there's not gonna be... ByuN is gonna run out of map. It's not gonna be zoning anymore.
Exactly.
It's gonna be killing.
Meanwhile, he has to be careful. The 4th Nova goes off. There's only 1 left in the chamber here for Chance, but he's going to have to back off here. Going to have to respect the position of ByuN's 6th base being thrown down. Oh my god. Chance taking his entire half of the map.
That's really what's worried me about ByuN. That's really what's been worrying me about ByuN in this game so far. that it does kind of feel like he's tunnel vision a little bit earlier on. You know, not so much when it comes to his tech and whatnot, but when it comes to the pushes, he was very much singularly focused on, I want to kill this base. Hasn't really been harassing Chance. You know, we see him up to almost 80 workers right now. He's had such a stable economy for so long. It is, of course, still possible for ByuN to win an engagement and then counterattack from there, but yeah, it's going to be pretty tough as Chance is about to max out.
Yeah, meanwhile, speaking of, Chance is going for another Zealot run by. This one will get on top of the reinforcements at the same time. No, the Disruptors, 3 of them go down.
They were so exposed, but 4 of them do still survive. And now Chance is in a bit of a concave on the bio army of ByuN. These Zealots still wreaking havoc by the base.
Exactly. In the end, it was too much. GG gets called, and Chance takes game number 1.
Beautifully done here from Chance. Correctly identifying that all he had to do in the early game, defend. Defend.
Well, I want to give him credit because he wasn't just defending, he was also being greedy behind it. Like he kept expanding, he was probing up. Yeah, exactly. He was able to like expand, but like defend, but like also with the bare minimum.
Yeah. Whoop. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I left as well. So. Oh god.
For anyone wondering, our player said go, and yeah, I was in that player spot. I'll play ByuN, you know. I don't mind. I think Chance might mind a little bit.
Chance may mind, man. He's like, yo, I want to win, man. What's going on? Oh my god.
Yeah, he defended, he was expanding. Not that many players, I think, can really say that I defended on the bare minimum against ByuN of all players.
Yeah.
So, with that, Chance already has a lead here in this. And I'll remind everyone, this is a best of 3, not a best of 5. He is just 1 map away from making it to the finals.
Exactly, mate. He is so close. Can he do it?
Well, we're about to find out as we continue this best of 3 semifinales here on Berlingrad LE. Of course, in the top left-hand corner of the map, starting all the way in the top left-hand corner, we have a red Terran player coming out from the land of Korea. He is going to be representing Shopify Rebellion, old mate Harstem, somewhere around there. He is ByuN.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Berlingrad LE, we have the South Korean Protoss player himself. He is blue, representing Team Super, and harnessing the power of stats. It is Chance.
Un momento. You know what it was like? He channeled his inner stats last game.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, mate. You know, again, it's not quite. You know, stats would have had a much more solid defense. It wouldn't have looked so close. But Chance, you know, he was able to pull it off anyway. Very impressive. Very impressive.
It's because it looked close was the reason why he was able to, you know, win that defense. If it looked more solid, then ByuN might not have been baited.
True.
So this was all planned out by Chance.
Oh my god, you were talking about how maybe ByuN was tunnel visioning a little bit too much. I kind of agree. At the same time, I also want to say, like, that's just how ByuN plays TvPs, you know, like.
Yeah, I mean,
like
that. Yeah,
I don't blame him because like usually those pushes just kill his opponent, you know, like usually those pushes kill Chance specifically, you know, as well, like.
Exactly, you know, you can criticize that because, you know, admittedly it is a little tunnel visiony, but he has had success with this style in the past, so.
Yeah,
but yeah, we'll see if he's feeling pressured to alter it.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. Like, especially after losing game number 1, I'm sure he's like, oh wow, like Young, you know, you've been getting good. Oh god, like it's really cool to see Chance improving before our eyes. Like, this isn't the first time they've played each other in Sparkling Tuna Cup, and I think this may be the first time he's taking a game in our tournament series. I'd have to double check, but from my memory, I think that's the case.
Oh, specifically taking a game off ByuN, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's definitely taken the game. He's definitely taken games before.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course, of
He
course.
just took a couple.
He's a champion. He's an STC champion, mate.
Right? Yeah.
But yeah, like
And
beating ByuN would be like a major accomplishment if he's able to pull it off.
yeah, and one definitely very good way of doing that is by proxying a Stargate.
Yeah, here we go. The Adept does shade across the map. This will be buying some time. More importantly, this will be distracting ByuN here, just keeping him on his side of the map, as finally he's going to be headed across. But looking at his vision again, he hasn't really seen much. He hasn't gone into the main base. He hasn't seen that there's a pylon or that there was a pylon missing early on. So this Oracle could deal some damage.
Yeah, despite going for the Reaper here on ByuN's side, he was waiting for the second Reaper and the Hellion to finish up before moving across the map, so this ended up delaying his scouting. This ended up blinding him, essentially.
Yeah, but was it worth it? Because now the Reapers and the Hellions get into the natural base. Probes are falling left and right. The Oracle does rock up, and it will be dealing some damage, but at the same time, so will these Hellions and Reapers.
Yeah, so this is damage that Chance had to get done.
Oh no!
And damage that will continue to get done. Now, a little bit of friendly fire here on top of these SCVs, but one mine shot, splash damage of one mine shot is not enough to kill them. This second Oracle might be, though.
True, there's a lot of potential here because of that of that friendly fire. The second Oracle could just go in and finish off every single one of these SCVs.
He's gonna try there. Cyclone and the Viking should pop up as well, but there is a little window of opportunity here for Chance. ByuN trying to come in with his drop. These are 2 mines and 4 marines.
Yeah, exactly. Chance does take notice. He's going to try and bait out these mines. But oh god, the mines, they want to try and chase them down, but the Adepts are able to zone them out for the time being. Meanwhile, across the map, it does seem as if that Oracle has been taken out.
ByuN coming in here with everything he's got. Yeah, Chance does get a couple more SCVs, but that's going to be about it.
Yeah, now he picks up, he goes into the main base, gonna be waiting to maybe reborrow and get another shut off, but oh, in the end he does pick up.
And he does boost out.
He's coming back in, he wants the shut off, ah!
Yeah, I say boost out. He boosts back in. But now that there are a bunch of stalkers over here, he should try to, or at least he should be feeling like I shouldn't try to continue this. Oracle almost goes down. It was close, but no cigar in the end.
Yeah, Solid feels bad, man. Like, this Oracle unfortunately went to the natural first of ByuN. So all those SCVs are still so weak. Like, there was so much potential, puppy. But it was not meant to be, and as a result, the game is equalized for the most part. Both players got a lot of worker kills. Chance is a little bit ahead, which is kind of to be expected. Oh, the Adept gets in.
Yeah, that's just kind of the dynamic of PvT. The Adept does go in. It really wanted to shoot at some of these red SCVs, man. They're so low. They are ripe for the picking, but it was not meant to be in the end.
Exactly, feels bad, man. Meanwhile, we have a tag here with this Oracle confirming the army. This game, ByuN does go for a tank early on just to defend. He's got bunkers as well, just making sure he's able to survive any kind of counterattack, as Chance is the one with the map control.
Yeah, Blink going to be finishing up pretty soon as well for him, so he might be thinking of going into the main base. Of course, that is something that ByuN has at the back of his mind, so he will be playing this out defensively until Stim finishes up, at least.
Exactly, Stim, combat shield plus on. Meanwhile, oh my god, we have a blink on forward here. The tank and medevac will get picked up, and again, without Stim, those marines were just tickling the stalkers.
Yeah, pretty much, but now Chance is going to be losing a ton of the stalkers as well. Resetting the tank count, though, potentially worth it here for Chance.
Yeah, he could be setting himself up for success later on. Getting a medevac is pretty important as well. Was it worth it though? Because he did end up losing, I think, 3 stalkers in that blink, which was a little bit costly.
More.
Yeah.
Saw 6 total this game, and I think he did lose 1 or 2 earlier on. So, yeah, losing about 3 or 4 stalkers there. We'll see. We'll see if this was worth it for him, as he does transition out of this. He's getting charged and he's exploding with the gateways, but yeah, I'm looking at the production tab of Chance, and just above it, I'm looking at Stim finish up here for ByuN.
Yeah, we're going to see a kind of a repeat of the previous game, but I'm a little bit worried for Chance here. For those wondering, we only have 3 gases being taken by him. He's going for a mass gate style, just charge lots and stalkers, which can work well, but I worry because obviously ByuN has the Raven, so he will have an anti-armor missile. Depending on what it lands with, like, it could really impact the next fight.
Yeah, Chance is going to have to split so well. Or even, you know, not... Or even without the anti-armor missile, you know, a couple of extra auto turrets on the ground. It will add a little bit more DPS. It will also have a lot of cloning potential. Battery overcharge gets popped, and the shield battery gets popped shortly afterwards, and I don't see a way for Chance to hold this time.
Yeah, there's not enough on the ground here. Boys are being pulled. The shield battery was in a very exposed position. It went down immediately after the overcharge, and ByuN, he's just going to be able to stutter step his way to victory. Chance, sure, he has a 4th base behind this, but this time, oh god, actually, he forces this back. Oh my god.
He does force it back. There are a couple of reinforcements coming down, though, for ByuN. And you got to remember, on Berliningrad, it doesn't take that long for the bio to meet up.
Exactly. Reinforcements are just being rallied across the map. The braid push is real. A little bit of friendly fire there, but honestly not too much to really ride home about. And yeah, in the end, Chance, he's not going to get away with it.
Oh, is ByuN oversimmed? No, he's not. He is not at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Manful's got Warpin, and with that, GG is called. ByuN takes game and number 2, ties us up sideways 1-1 in best of 3 semifinales.
GG. Again, Berlin really coming into play there. Like these bio pushes from Terran hit so much faster, so much harder, so much stronger. As we saw, it only takes mere seconds to run across the map with your reinforcements.
Really does. And I will say that it was also interesting that Chance decided to be the aggressor this game. But, you know, I can't fault him that much for going for the proxy. He was already ahead, so, you know, might as well try to get something done with that on a map like Berliningrad. But even after that, even after the oracles were picked off, he sort of decided, okay, well, I'm still going to go in with my stalkers. Blink finished up. I'm going to blink in and try to reset your tank count as well. And that was kind of the bait that ByuN was banking on. He's like, yes! Oh, he's like, oh no, my tank went down. Anyway, Stim just finished for me, and I have this massive bioforce.
Like, man, I wasn't even going to use my tank. I was just going to stay at home anyway.
Yeah. I literally just built 1 tank throughout the entire game. Anyway, we're going to be concluding this best of 3 semifinals now on Hotwire LE. We're in the bottom left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. We, of course, have our red Terran player coming down from the land of Korea. He's going to be representing Shopify Rebellion, as well as his puppy, probably watching, I imagine. He is ByuN.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Hardwire LE, we have the South Korean Protoss player himself representing Team Super. It is Chance. And overall, I think we could agree that the game plan for both of our players have been the same for both games, but getting there has been, you know, they've been making adaptations, they've been adjusting.
Yeah, a little bit.
Exactly. Chance, you were pointing out last game, did open up more aggressively with the proxy, and to be fair, the proxy was doing damage, but the proxy also left himself vulnerable, and do you really want to be doing that against ByuN?
Well, he wanted to, but it ended up killing him. As it looks like he's going for another proxy. Keep your eyes on that probe, viewers.
Yeah, this is a decent location if he wanted to go for it. Meanwhile, this time ByuN not skipping his first Reaper.
Yeah, we'll see if he decides to go for a second Reaper once again, or if he, you know, is actually going to be more vigilant when it comes to scouting his opponent. Pylon gets thrown down. Is it going to be a Stargate? Is it going to be a Robo?
That's a good question. This is a pretty interesting location. I imagine Stargate, rush distance by ground isn't too far if you want to go for Robo, but I feel like a Robo is a little bit more committed, you know?
Yeah, definitely is. Which is why it's going to be a gateway. No, we'll see. The minerals are finishing up, and there's the Stargate. Chance just plays it straight.
Yeah, now our eyes are on this Reaper. He just checked the top left, which is the most standard location for a proxy Stargate. So, again, the fact that Chance put it in a really peculiar location is going to work out for him for the time being. But oh, is he going to see? Is he going to see?
Or is it? Or is it? ByuN, he sees it! He might actually even be able to take out the pylon. I mean,
100%.
Yeah. There isn't a Stalker yet. There is an Adept back at home, but it's back at home. It's going to take a while to get to this part of it. Yeah, Chance. He's going to have to cancel it, right?
He has to cancel it. He will, just barely in the nick of time there, so will only lose his pylon. But of course, he has to kind of divert his attention, change his plan. His probe is still alive here, so if he wanted to, he could throw down another pylon. But nah. He's just going to go in for a little bit of a scout, and yeah, Chance is going to have to try and catch up and redirect his tech elsewhere.
Hear me out, Light. Okay, the probe went down anyway, okay. I was gonna say, he's getting to Twilight Council now? Maybe if he proxies a Dark Shrine, ByuN won't see it coming, but yeah, I mean...
He's even checking just in case. He's like, yo, did you throw down a pylon again? You know, just to make sure.
Yeah, I don't want to be caught with your pants down in the middle of the map. But at the same time, because of this, ByuN hasn't yet been able to go across the map. Now he does, and there's that Dark Shrine! But it's going to be built back at home, so...
when behind a Dark Shrine, so Chance is going for it. He wants to try and deal some damage, but is this a little bit too late? Because ByuN, he's about to work up with 2 Reapers, 4 Marines, a Cyclone, and a Hellion.
Yeah, but he's fighting at the front door, so... You know, this does benefit Chance quite a lot. He already has that shield battery, and there's always the possibility of an overcharge if need be. ByuN, once again, hasn't been able to get into the main base, so he's not exactly aware of the Dark Shrine coming down. But at the same time, ByuN, you gotta give him credit. He's a very experienced player. He's getting the Raven, and he should be aware that, you know, for the time being, he will have to use it a bit more defensively. And anyway, he's scouting the Dark Shrine.
Feels bad, man. The Stalkers and the Adept were in position to deny that scout, to deny these Reapers specifically, but Chance moved out of position at the exact wrong second. ByuN sees everything, and Chance, are we going to see the second tech structure canceled? No, it's too late. War Prism's on the way. He has to commit.
He really does. And we got a Raven back at home for ByuN. Chance now warping in 1 DT back at on the other side of the map to, and I imagine he's gonna try to elevator it with the eventual whatchamacallit. I didn't even realize that this pylon is within range.
Yeah, ByuN sees that he will deal with it. The first DT is gonna try and sneak into the natural base, but as you were saying, there is detection here. The Raven will swat this away, and Chance, he's here, he's across the map, but yeah, he can't find any damage at all.
This is a major feels bad now, Light. And yeah, at this point, Chance is on a little bit of a timer, because once again, once Stim finishes up, ByuN is gonna take his foot off the brakes, so to speak, and go full steam ahead into Chance's side of the map. So we'll see what he does within this time. Will Chance focus on defending, or will he further commit to the DTs?
Yeah, that's the big question here. War Prism's here across the map. He's going to be warping in some Archons for DTs to begin with. So he's going to be doing some Archon harass, which is nice, but he has to be careful. We do have a Cyclone patrolling in the main base, waiting for a War Prism to slip on in. And as you were saying, like, you know, he needs whatever he can to defend. Hopefully, Chance doesn't lose these 2 Archons.
Fingers crossed. Fingers definitely crossed, as the Cyclone should be, yep, getting its lock on.
No! Puppy, get away! Oh, God!
Oh, and he is going to be able to just barely keep it alive, but that's a lot of hull damage.
It's a lot, mate. It's not going to take much. Like, ByuN has to sneeze on the Prism, and that's why Chance, he just recalls back home.
Yeah, he just needs to sneeze on the Prism, and that's going to be enough force. Air force to take it down. It's not even about the germs. It's just a sheer, just a sheer wind.
It's looking very fragile right now. He does back on home. Meanwhile, we do see he's moving out across the map. He does spot the army of ByuN, so he's looking to try and meet him here, maybe on that high ground as he's trying to warp another round. Oh, God!
He was forced to cancel that round as well, and yeah, 3 Archons, 2 Immortals. Pretty scary, you gotta say. But, of course, it can always be disabled, like so. Here comes the sandwich, though.
Yes.
But it's not going to be enough.
It's a sandwich with 3 zealots, and it looks like he will get on top of a lot of this army, even an adept coming in, and that fight was so close. Chance lost all of his immortals, all of his stalkers. The only things remaining were zealots, and it just barely was enough.
Yeah, but you know what they say? Man with flashy swords. They're pretty good.
They were pretty good, mate. Oh, God. Chance did lose a lot of his high-ticket units there. He lost his Archons as well. I almost forgot. So that was a costly engagement, but at least he's alive.
For now. And that third base is up and running. You know, it's still mining. He's on his way. It's on its way to getting fully saturated. ByuN now, though, has recognized I don't want to pull the 2000s. I am gonna get back at home, you know, macro up back at home and send out some drops to try to slow you down.
Yeah, you know, a third base is on the way. Ghost Academy as well to get into ByuN Ghost, which is, again, ByuN's kind of composition of choice. Double drop gets into the main base, and looking at Chance doesn't even see this.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to say the least. Does have a couple of units here to defend, but they already get taken out. Any damage ByuN can get done right now is good damage.
Yeah, we do have overcharge being popped. It looks like Chance should be able to defend in the end. Can he snipe any of these medevacs? That's the question, but the stalkers get focused down.
Yeah, so he's going to be relying on the Archons, and they do get a volley off, but it is not going to be enough to take them out. Meanwhile, ByuN coming in with a multi-prong, another push on the way. He has twice the army supply, by the way, of Chance, or roughly twice.
Oh yeah, handmade. The Chance is not going to be able to get this fourth up and running. It will be forced to cancel. Meanwhile, we have an anti-armor missile on every single immortal.
And Widow Mines popping off on every single zealot. The tank having a very good time shelling away at the anti-armored units here. Finally, it will get taken out, but here come the reinforcements of ByuN, and we'll see if Chance has enough to turn this around, but finally ByuN is starting to overwhelm the defenses.
Yeah, Zealots are doing a great job at buffering, especially against all of these Marauders, so it's again one of those things where Chance will be able to barely push this away, but at the cost of the Archons, the Immortals, the Stalkers. Like these defenses are so gas intensive for Chance. Bearing in mind, he did just lose his fourth.
Was it a kill?
I think it was a can.
Oh,
it was a kill.
Was a kill. Oh, that is painful. That is always painful. Once again, these force fields for Chance, they are doing their best to keep him alive, to, you know, delay the push of ByuN.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to be keeping Chance alive a little bit longer here. ByuN, he scans to see if there's a fourth base, confirms there is none.
And he's not feeling too pressured to really push in. He's even, you know, sort of going around, just continuing to try to pick off units wherever he can. Oh. Nice EMP on top of most of that army, and is that going to be enough to push ByuN over the edge? It looks like it is.
Yeah,
it looks like it is.
We have another warp in the Zealots. It's always the Zealots just barely keeping him alive, but another wave of reinforcements comes in from ByuN, and I feel like now should be enough, but ByuN backs off for the moment. Chance, again, like, he is so resilient. I love it, but this time there is no other base, you know? Like,
yeah. Yeah, it's definitely one of those situations where I'm very impressed by Chance. I feel like he should be dead by now. But he's still pretty dead.
Yeah.
Look at the army supply difference now that ByuN has his ghosts out with his Almoset Seismic Shock. Enhanced Shockwaves, that's the name of that upgrade. He's got +2 on the way, and yeah, gets the slight upgrade advantage for now.
Yeah, meanwhile, Great Force Fields does cut up the army in half. At the same time, ByuN will pick up. He will be able to save the majority of his army, bring it all the way back at home. ByuN taking that fourth base. And unfortunately, Chance just doesn't have any comeback units, you know? He doesn't have any Colossus. He doesn't have any Disruptors. He doesn't have any Storms. So it's just really difficult to be optimistic about his position right now because his army just isn't that amazing.
Yeah, he doesn't have an equalizer, so to speak. Yes, I 100% agree with you here. You know, Disruptors would be fantastic in this position. But he hasn't been teching that wave. Now he gets a Robo Bay. He can finally afford a Robo Bay. Yeah. But it feels like it's too little too late.
Exactly. Like, once again, it looks like these ghosts are going to get taken out. But they snipe the Immortal on their way out. And it's one of those things where ByuN, if he just got all of his army and went across the map,
Yeah.
like it would just that would be it. Ooh, loses some medevacs though.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. He does keep most of the ghost alive, however, and yeah, for whatever reason, ByuN was really paranoid about DTs, I guess, or about run-bys. But finally, the rest of his army has met up. You know, he's consolidating his forces. These medevacs are very low on energy, but I don't think that's going to matter too much in the next push.
Yeah, exactly. Like, here we go. We have our bio, we have Marines, Marauders, Ghosts, Medevacs, EMPs as well to help out. Even plenty of scans. Fourth base is cancelled. And Chance doesn't have much of a chance. There's more EMPs blanket the army. Oh, God, and he's going to step on forward.
Good game, well played, and ByuN takes that semifinals 2-1. Will be your first finalist for the evening. Well played. Very well played. Definitely a much closer series than I think a lot of people were anticipating.
Yeah, congratulations to ByuN, but massive shout out to Chance, because honestly, like, game one was insane. It was great to bear witness to both of those players just juking it out the way that they did. I do think that Chance got a little bit too excited. Like, after game one,
Yeah.
I think he got an adrenaline rush and he was like, okay, I'm up 1-0. I have to like end it quick. Like, I gotta go. I'm going to this momentum. And he went for his aggressive plays when I think he would have had more success if he did, you know, if he played out like he did in game one, you know, more of the defensive player, you know, just kind of absorbing all of these waves from ByuN instead of going for proxy stargates or DTs.
I'm with you there. This is definitely very, very difficult to out-aggression ByuN in that regard. You know, he is known for pushing early. He is known for pushing early, hard, and fast. If you try to meet that with your own aggression, something is gonna... It's only gonna go one way, really.
Mm-hmm.
It's like two trains trying to crash into each other, right? When it really, you don't want to be a train when you're against ByuN. You want to be a wall.
Exactly, because ByuN will not slow down, you know, and he will win that game of chicken. So congratulations to ByuN. He moves on to the grand finals once again. But Chance played incredibly well, and again, he's a player with a lot of potential, and I hope to see him continue to improve.
Yeah, he's already won one Sparkling Tuna Cup. I wouldn't be too surprised if he, you know, starts winning more stuff very, very quickly.
Mm.
Oh,
yeah.
I forgot.
Oh god, yeah, we're gonna be remaking here as we're getting ready for our second semi-finals. One of our regulars, another of maybe an irregular, another TvP.
Irregular, I like that. We're describing it.